My name's Noah, and I'm an alcoholic. Welcome to the stream.
Hi, my name is Gabe Cole, and I am a recovering codependent and significant other of a recovering alcoholic named Noah.
So, normally we start off these. Okay, not normally. We just started by saying the Serenity Prayer at
Yes.
the beginning.
Yep. Ready?
Yes.
God,
God,
grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can,
and the
wisdom to know the
difference.
Amen.
And then
And
we proceed to read the Just for Today on jftna.org/jft. March 4th, 2019. Good, my mic's on.
That always helps.
The process. This program has become a part of me. I understand more clearly the things that are happening in my life today. I no longer fight the process. In active addiction, things happened seemingly without rhyme or reason. We just did things, often without knowing why or what the result would be. Life had little value or meaning. The 12-step process gives meaning to our lives. In working the steps, we come to accept both the dark and the bright sides of ourselves. We strip away the denial that kept us from comprehending addiction's effect on us. We honestly examine ourselves, picking out the patterns in our thoughts, our feelings, and our behavior. We gain humility and perspective by fully disclosing ourselves to another human being. In seeking to have our shortcomings removed, we develop a working appreciation of our own powerlessness and the strength provided by our power greater than we are. With our enhanced understanding of ourselves, we gain greater insight into and acceptance of others. The 12 steps are the key to process we call life. In working the steps, they become a part of us and we become a part of life around us. Our world is no longer meaningless. We understand more about what happens in our lives today. We no longer fight the process. Today, in working the steps, we live it. Just for today, life is a process. The 12 steps are the key. Today, I will use the steps to participate in that process, understanding and enjoying myself in my recovery.
Wow. I mean, that's quite a lot of content there. To me, that's like kind of a condensation of the 12 steps.
Yep, I agree.
In a little reading right there. And
you probably will want to talk closer. There you go.
Anybody who's in recovery, I think on any side of recovery, however you want to look at that, would thoroughly agree that it is a process. I mean, would you agree with that?
Say it again. Sorry.
Do you agree that recovery is a process?
Yes, definitely.
I was just loving this reading for...
Yeah, you can see it in the newcomers and the old timers. I mean, the old timers can definitely see it in the newcomers.
Mm-hmm.
The process and the journey that they once were on, and compare, and not really compare, but relate, and somewhat know where some individuals are, and see themselves having been there.
Right. So you can see the process in real time if you're in a group like AA, Al-Anon, NA, because of the people that are brand new to recovery, people that are 45 years sober, and every situation in between. You can really see the process, the journey.
One thing I hear a lot from them is just keep it up. Is what they say to me, and probably because I'm young looking, and even when I have years under my belt,
Mm-hmm.
they'll probably still say that just because I'm
Mm-hmm.
young looking.
Mm-hmm.
And they might forget that I've been there for that long.
Mm-hmm. That definitely happens. I mean, there's newer people than me in my group, which is Al-Anon. We're not saying you have to be in an AA or an Al-Anon group, but a recovery group is a wonderful place to be
Yes.
able to share your struggles
Yep.
and be really honest. I would not be able to live without it. But anyway, I've been there for 8 months, and that is a relatively short time, but there's been plenty of new people in since me. And still, the lifers
Yes.
will consider me a newcomer, oh, newcomers, remember, but which is wonderful because I really do look to their wisdom, their years of experience in the process, and that inspires me that I could be there too. That there is a constant in life, and I create it by being in recovery, which I think is a big thing to realize, that it's not going to come from outside, that no one else is going to give me the stability, the recovery that I want.
Yeah.
I have to do that for myself.
Do you think the 12 steps and this whole process can help even non-addicts or alcoholics?
Absolutely. I mean, because I'm in Al-Anon, which is friends and family of alcoholics, and there's many such groups like this, friends and family of narcotics addicts, sex addicts, like, pretty much everything has a counterpart to the people that are in relationship with the addict who need a place to go and kind of deal with that.
Yeah.
So absolutely. I mean, all of life is a struggle, right? And even if you've been very fortunate and are not addicted to a substance, a process, a person, whatever, there's still so much to be learned by people in recovery and through the 12 steps. I've been exposed to recovery for a long time, although this is my first time in Al-Anon and really, really diving into the 12 steps. I think when I was introduced to recovery years and years ago, I had too much ego. I wasn't ready to trust God and trust the process. To do the 12 steps, to work them actively, is to trust that in following this program, that I will see things change in my life. I'll see things change within myself. And I think years ago, I didn't want to trust anything or anybody other than myself. But trusting the 12 steps has changed my life. I think just going through them one step at a time, it doesn't feel like anything. I think when I was first introduced to the 12 steps, I thought I was supposed to feel something really profound. Taking the first step, the second, trusting God, a power higher than myself that could restore me to sanity. I thought that each of these steps should feel like something, earthquake, earth shattering, whatever. And that's not how it works because of the process. It's trust first.
Do you think, though, in the future, you'll be able to somewhat pinpoint, like, holy crap? Because I've done some things like that. I've looked back at my life and been like, holy guacamole, God was there. And to be able to be in the future and see that and kind of you don't realize it in the moment ever.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like you take each step on trust that it will make a difference. And that's, I think, the hard part. If y'all out there are control freaks like me, you want that step to be guaranteed that there's something there that you're getting, and it's measurable. But it's not like that. It really is a step in trust. It's a free fall, and believing that it will change things for the better for the future. And yes, as we go in recovery, I mean, it's only been 8 months, but already I am able to look back and say, wow, that was a pivotal moment. Or where I notice it a lot is in conflict with you, with my kids, with other people I know, when I feel myself able to capture like a place where I would have reacted a certain way and make a change. That's when it's like, this recovery thing is for real. Because I never would have done that before. I just would have reacted, snap, whatever, made a judgment, started yelling, threw down an ultimatum, whatever my old patterns were.
I would say you still do some things, but I'm joking.
Well, right, because it's a process.
Let's see the reaction.
Because it's a process. You're right.
Yeah.
I do, sometimes I don't catch it. Sometimes I slip into old behavior patterns, and I still might catch it later, and say, oh man, I really just rolled right through that with like old school Gabe, like had all my defenses up, and I was blaming and I was shaming and I was just rolling. But that's the process, to perfection isn't the goal. I'll never be perfect. Ever. No one will be.
You're
but
perfect to me.
Thank you. But I will do things better, and I think ultimately we'll be happier. And maybe the people around me will be happier too, because I'm not bringing something negative to the table,
Yeah. I agree. So, like the reading says, life is a process.
Yeah.
Find a garden and dig it.
Life's a garden.
Life's a garden.
Dig it. Name that movie. But what about you? I mean, this is... Oh, I think it's my headset again.
Oh my God.
Sorry if you hear a little echo in the background. Geez.
It's Gabe.
It's Gabe.
It's always Gabe. Hopefully it's not me, because if it's me...
That would be like really loud if it was you.
No.
Okay. I just turned
if it was
mine
like
down.
a double, and I was like doing double everything, like somehow I had my sound on, so that like you could like hear the delayed YouTube thing, so everybody like heard double of everything.
So what about you? Recovering from addiction, the process. Do you trust the process? Is it working for you?
I mean, you have to trust it. Or what would... All I have to do is just do the steps. So I guess I'm trusting it, right?
I think so. I'm just curious.
It's just easier than I think. That makes sense.
Easier than what?
It's easier than people think. All you gotta do is...
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just trying to think, I don't know. I'm not like a substance addict, so it's, hard for me. I guess I'm
a talking addict, I'll tell you that.
I'm a talking addict and a process addict. So
I would disagree with that. I don't know, maybe you process out loud, but you need so much help to process. You don't really process. You just contemplate and like
ruminate. I think
Yes.
yes is the word you're looking for. I can
Yes.
I can really get stuck.
I think I'm the one that processes
Mm,
and sticks to myself.
yeah. You mean like inside?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, I mean, what do you say to, a person who's in active addiction and is like, you just look like Noah. What's the difference? What is this process? You know?
I mean, I can't explain it. Come into a meeting.
I guess that's true. Just share the program. Because
Mm-hmm.
you're right. You can't.
You really can't explain AA and what you get out of it
Mm-hmm.
with other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that aren't like open,
Right.
like that want.
It's somewhat of a relief.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The fellowship
mm-hmm.
to realize there's other people like you
Yeah.
and that there is a process. Do you think that's a relief? I think I found that to be a relief that it's not like a course that you have to pass. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, or even
I,
like,
I,
oh my gosh, I
I
think,
think part of the process is finding out and accepting that that first step.
right,
That's part of the process,
right,
and nobody else can tell you. Uh, People would rather live in denial
right.
than to really understand
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
say and make excuses. I'm not like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not an alcoholic. Why is that? Because they think they're going to use again, and
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to stop.
Right.
And
Yeah.
if they say that they're an addict, they know, okay, they really do need help.
Right. Right. It's like the admission or the honesty like
Right,
requires change.
right. That's
Yeah.
the first. That's the process right there. That's
Yeah.
the change.
Right.
It's
Admitting that you're powerless over
right.
alcohol and that your life has become
Yes,
unmanageable.
and people aren't just gonna walk off the streets having like a happy, the best life in the world, and be like, oh yeah, I have a problem. They need that rock bottom. They need that bad shit.
Mm-hmm. To be motivated to change.
Yeah.
I'm reading the big book of AA right now, and I'm into the part that is stories of kind of some of these initial AA members and just their journey with alcohol. And like one of the pervasive themes, and tell me if you relate to this, and anybody out there if you relate to this, is the people saying that they didn't want to go to recovery, they didn't want to admit they needed help because they were convinced they could find a way to be a normal drinker,
Yeah.
to be somebody who could just have a few drinks, to like, they didn't want, to say,
They didn't want to have to give it up.
right, right. They wanted to
Which
be,
that's you should see for right there that they have a problem.
right, right. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I still fight that,
Mm-hmm.
but I know that's my alcoholism trying to get in and trying to sneak in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And do you think, I think that's like a core human thing, the being different, not being like everybody else. I think that hits like, for me it does, and I'm not an alcoholic, but like I'm in recovery with an alcoholic. You think I'm an alcoholic. I would have classified myself as like a binge drinker for sure. Um But the idea of, I'm not like everybody else. I can't, treat alcohol in the same way. I can't be in a relationship the same way. Do you think that's part of it? Like that, like deep human need to fit in? Do you feel like you're giving that up to say I'm an alcoholic?
No.
No. Okay.
I think it's the opposite.
Okay. Because of the belonging in AA.
Sure.
I mean, I'm asking.
I think there's probably a lot less non-addicts than addicts in the world.
I see. You're right. You're right. So even a lot of people that believe they can, have a healthy relationship with alcohol is probably not true. Right? I mean, I would say that. Not that, I want to like call anybody out on their stuff or whatever, but
Yeah.
I think the line between, casual use and addiction is pretty fine.
Yeah. I agree.
And based on the amount of liquor on the shelves at most stores and gas stations, I would say that a lot of us have a problem. There is a shared problem. And that's just what's legal. Obviously, like a lot of illicit drugs or prescription drugs are not on the shelves for everyone to see. But you're right. We're all addicts in like one form or another, or most of us. Maybe there might be some people that don't agree with that. If you don't agree, let us know. We'll happily have a discussion. Noah and I are not PhDs of nothing and are just here to share our stories, our experience, strength, and hope. And hopefully hear some of you guys' stories and help you as well. Use guys. You've got to hear this, use guys.
Okay, let's end it with the Lord's Prayer. Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Focus our energy on Gabe.
Oh my goodness. Okay, ready?
Who loves us?
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Amen. Talk to you later.